Wow, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to rock and roll this evening. I'm so excited to have a spectacular young lady here by the name of Yvonne Senat Jones. And she's an interesting individual. And the reason she's so interesting is because she's not just an actor. She is a renowned actress, and she has worked effortlessly to not just be a public figure, but to become a philanthropist. And so, what I want to do right now at 7:30 p.m. EST, and it's 4:30 over there where she is, I want to bring her out because this young lady is fabulous. Hello.
Hello.
Please, my darling, tell everyone who you are and what you're doing here this evening.
Oh, thank you for that beautiful intro. Thank you, Willie Mae. Uh, my name is Yvonne Senat Jones, and I'm so excited to be joining you today. I am currently playing Tally on Tyler Perry's series Ruthless on BET Plus, and I am so excited because we're going to be coming back very, very soon for that part 2 of season 1 in just days. We're waiting for the release date. It is coming. All the people, they're asking. We want to know too, but it is done. It's in the bag, and all we're waiting on is that release date. But yes.
I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So, Yvonne, let's just dive right in. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you were born in Dallas, but you went to school at USC. I want to start there because I'm not really familiar with, schools that have great master's programs.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
tell me a little bit about that. How you kind of went from
Absolutely.
Dallas to.
Yes. So I was born in Dallas, and my mom and I moved to California when I was about a year old. And I've just been raised in Cali, Southern Cal. And I actually, thanks to mom, got a full scholarship because I auditioned to get my master's. And I actually didn't get past the first round of auditions to get to my dream schools, which is really funny. Uh, Not at the time, but I didn't get through the first round, and and my mom was like, "Honey, go to this second one because they had like this little secondary one that has 1 minute auditions." And I didn't want to go, but mom, I'm gonna do what mom says. She has good advice, and sure enough, that's actually what got me into University of South Carolina. Eventually, I did get into my dream schools. Actually, it wasn't in that audition, but I did a one-on-one, and God was good, and I actually got into like my UCLA dream school, my Cal Arts dream school. But USC, which is the original USC, not the one out here, but University of South Carolina, they were the ones who offered a full ride scholarship. So there was that.
Wow. Oh my goodness, congratulations. Now, is
Thank
that common? Is it common to get a full scholarship for a master's program?
In acting, no. No,
Exactly.
that
And,
was,
and I needed to
yeah.
highlight that. And thank you so much for letting everybody know that you went to the real USC.
I like to think of it that way too. The original USC, the
There
Gamecocks
you there
over
is,
here in South Carolina.
I know that's right. Look, put some respect on it. Not respect, respect.
Yes.
All right, now Yvonne, you really you played the heck out of Tally.
Thank
Like,
you.
I was really sitting there like, let's talk about preparation though, because you are very number one. You're a very spiritual person,
Mhm.
and you have a certain sisterly, like authentic sisterly vibe to yourself, where
Oh,
you
thank
want to
you.
kind of take people under your wing and you want to make sure that they're doing things in decency and in order. So I could kind of see you on set, like, how do you prepare? How do you prepare for such a powerful role?
Well, it's funny because the cast calls me Tally Vaughn. They just put my two names together, and I did kind of feel like sometimes the one who's like, "Hey guys, let's do this. Hey guys, let's do that." But it's always love. Everyone, we all love each other very much. So it actually isn't hard to be that kind of familial atmosphere within the cast of Ruthless, because when you go through something like a series of Tyler Perry's in the short amount of time, and you meet people for the first time, and now you're thrown into this world, and you guys have maybe 2 weeks to put a series together, you guys form a bond very quickly. Uh, so first season, I had less prep time. Um, and that was okay because it was like, you know what, I'm gonna just do it. Everybody was like, we're just gonna do it. You have an opportunity in front of you, you get it done. And thankfully this season, he did promise us last season, I'm gonna write this sooner, I'm gonna get it out to you sooner. And he was true to his word. We got that script a month and a half before. So I was just studying those lines. I use the Line Learner app. I use a method of writing the first letter of each sentence down, the first letter of each word in a sentence right next to the line. That actually helps you to retain it. And then I would just set it over and over again in the shower. I said it, washing dishes, working out, anytime I could. I was just running those lines on my binders. And it was life. I'll tell you, it was life. Because once you get on that set, Lily, it is go, and you go hard.
So, and I can only imagine, because and I think that the interesting thing is we have to really separate a lot of things, because when people think about acting, they feel like you get a part, you read the part, and you act. They don't realize you have to really prepare for the role. So let's go back to the Bobby Brown story. And I think you played Robin Crawford.
I did very good.
Getting into character, what was the preparation for that character like?
It was really funny. I just, because Robin was, first of all, Robin was a gift to play. She was such a loyal companion to Whitney through it all. Everybody said that about her. And however, she did not want the limelight or the spotlight at all. So it was very challenging to find any material with her actually in it, because she stayed away from the cameras. So I did find a few biopics and YouTubes and things like that about her. And so I tried to get her mannerisms down. But ultimately, what I did know about her all the time was that she just prioritized Whitney and her well-being at all times. So that's what I tried to do. It was really easy to do with Gabby, because she's a wonderful person, Gabrielle Dennis. She's fabulous actress.
I'm waiting for Gabby. I'm waiting for her. She is super busy.
She is.
I
You see
mean,
her on those
Gabby
commercials
is
all the time, Old Spice.
Yes, Gabby is the hardest, but Gabby, I am waiting for you. I'm letting her know I'm waiting for her.
Let her know. She is.
Yes, I'm letting her know I'm waiting for her.
Yes. She's honestly one of the most authentic actresses I've ever met. And thankfully, I've gotten a chance to work with very authentic people. But she was one of the first that I name actors that I was working with opposite on such a larger scale role. And it really made a big impression how she treated the cast and everybody. Number one on the call sheet, but she's like hugging everybody when she comes into the hair and makeup trailer, everything. So it was a really great example to take on, because obviously the goal is to be one on the call sheet. We're climbing. So it was just a great example for me in my personal life moving forward. Graciousness goes a long way.
So we've talked about Yvonne, the actress. We talked about Yvonne, the big sister. Now, let's talk about Yvonne, the instructor, and I'm going to call you a producer.
I received the producer.
Yes.
I received it.
But talk to us a little bit about the production company.
So my husband, Chuck Jones, he had a production company, MFB Entertainment, my father's business, entertainment. And he created that in college, just out of necessity. I mean, he was already in school for videography and everything, and people were asking him to do things. So he created a business, had that running. He showed me how to shoot, how to edit, how to do all that kind of thing. I think our first date was actually him helping me shoot a commercial that I was submitting. So
I know that's right.
God just purposed our lives perfectly, thankfully, and we are just very complimentary of each other. And so eventually I was able to leave my job and just do the production company full time with him. And that's what we've been doing. And thankfully now we're focusing more on creative projects. We do everything, right? Events and photography, things like that. But right now we're really starting to be able to focus on creative projects like people's web series and different, music videos and things like that. So we're really excited about it, because we want to give opportunities to the people who don't get all the opportunities, right? People in our communities.
Yes. But you have something else.
Mm-hmm.
You
Talk about
are
it.
you are bilingual. And
See, see.
honey, that means something. That means something. Does that
Yeah.
elevate you a little bit and give you kind of a advantage, so to speak?
I really believe that. So, yeah, mi familia es de Bolivia. My mom's from Bolivia, South America, La Paz. I know. And so, my first language was actually Spanish, and my dad is from Haiti. So, I'm Caribbean and Latina, and the Afro Latina, right?
Ah,
And
anxiety.
I rep hard for both my sides, rep hard for 'em. Uh, and so I actually feel like the fact that I could speak Spanish, but I look the way I do, as in people don't expect me to speak Spanish. Maybe if I was East Coast, they could expect it more because you have your Cubans, Dominicans, everybody on the East Coast. But in Cali,
Yes.
most Spanish speakers don't necessarily look like me. So I remember my commercial agent signed me way back in the day with no credits, like nothing, and just honestly a really bad cover letter, just awful. I submitted to 200 agencies and I only got 2 callbacks, and I was back in the like
Wow.
lick the envelope, stamp, send out days of headshots. But you know what? It just takes one. It just takes one. And that same agent who signed me, because she did like the fact that I was bilingual and I could be in a market that she didn't have covered yet, she left and went to a new agency 10 years later, took me with her. That's the same agency I'm with now. They've booked me on all the things you've been seeing. So, them and my management company. So, God knows the route. We just gotta, take those steps in faith and it'll work out. There'll be no's, but there'll be a
Wow.
yes. There'll be a yes.
Oh
You just
my
need one.
gracious. Guys, if you're just checking in to Wild Out Wednesday, we are here with Yvonne Senat Jones, and we have a few more minutes to really chop it up. And I think that what we have to do is we're going to have to bring you back so you can really talk about the process of why it's important to have an agent and why you need a manager because it's kind of easy to find background work and extra work without an
Yeah.
agent, but when you really want to start getting into the principal roles, you definitely need an agent. And I would love for you to really elaborate on that. And we are going to bring you back. But Yvonne,
Wonderful.
as we prepare to close out, what words of wisdom would you give? And I'm going to get you with this one. Not to aspiring actors and actresses, what words of wisdom would you give to the industry
Mm,
to more or less demystify some of the negative connotations with industry?
okay. The negative connotations, give me a little bit more detail. I want to make sure I answer
So,
correctly.
yes, so every when we think of any entertainment industry, we think of demonic forces. We think
Mm,
of, all the behind, and we know it's there. But I also strongly feel that you are one of the rare butterflies that refuse to get sucked in. And so instead of speaking to aspiring actors and actresses, what is something that you feel like you can give to the higher ups as an actress to say, hey, you know what? This is the one thing I think we need to focus on to make sure that we train the
yeah.
upcoming, our new actors and actresses.
I do see what you're saying. So I'm gonna first off say I'm a PK. I'm a pastor's kid. So I do know the quote unquote stigma at times around Hollywood that the church has. And it can be honestly kind of burdensome to those who are in the industry because it almost makes you feel guilty for your calling, right? I'm not saying that's what you said. That's not what I'm talking about at times the church, quote
Oh,
unquote,
honey,
right?
I'm with you all the way.
Yes, yes. And not all churches, right? But it just over history, we know that the entertainment industry has kind of been in a category of don't don't touch that, right? That has a lot of it could drag you in into bad things, right? To be honest, that is something that can happen in any field. But the thing is this, everybody has a calling. And if you are right now walking in that calling of an entertainer in the industry, then just like in any other industry, it is so crucial for you to walk in your truth and just feel. My biggest thing is, do I have peace about something? That's how I feel like, okay, this is my next step. If there's a lack of peace, and you know it, your stomach is like, you feel like it's just a lack of peace, then that's the kind of maybe role, or that's the kind of or script, or environment, if you're just socializing, that you might want to decline, or be cautious about, because it's very important to make sure that you're staying true to who you are, because yes, you're going to play a character. You're always going to be playing somebody who's not you. You don't become an actor to play yourself. So there could be things my character does that I would never do. I mean, look at Tally. I love her, but thankfully I have yet to join a cult. Right?
I'm with it.
Crossing fingers that's not going to go down. But within it, it's like, I thankfully have worked with Mr. Perry and felt a lot of peace with working with him. He is somebody who really focuses on the actor and as a person, and you're able to have a conversation with him, So I would say for anybody who's in it, just know, that you're, if you feel passionate about it, you stuck in it, you're not stuck in it, but you're consistent about it, then that is probably your calling. That is probably the gift on your life. And that is where you're supposed to be. So don't feel bad for being in the industry. You're meant to be there. People need you there, and people need to see you on their screens. You're going to encourage them and lift them up by your specific gift that I don't have, that Lily doesn't have, that no one else has. So just know you are gifted very uniquely, and not all roles are going to be for you, but you got to be yourself, because eventually someone's going to be like, I want that person to play this role, because that's how I see it, right? Not you playing someone else, and then you think they're going to get you, but they don't really. So my biggest thing is just go in, be yourself, be your full self, and just have fun with it and enjoy it. And if there comes a time that you feel like there's a pressure on you to do something, or a pressure on you to maybe, accept something that doesn't feel good in your heart, then you have every right as a person to speak up and speak with them, because what's for you is for you, right? What's for you is for you. So if there's some kind of like in it, then it's just maybe not for you. But guess what? Something even better is for you, right? And I'm preaching to the choir, because I'm in the middle of all these auditions and chemistry reads and callbacks, and sometimes you just don't book, and you're like, why? I really wanted it.
Yes, and you know what? You are speaking it. You're speaking, and you know what, Yvonne? On that note, that's a drop the mic moment. Delayed but not denied.
Yes, I believe
basically that's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know who this beautiful young lady is, this is Yvonne Senat Jones. You probably remember her as Robin Crawford from the Bobby Brown story, but we all know her as Tally from the Oval. And then she came back in Ruthless, baby. And she is doing the daggone thing. And she's even preparing for even more roles. So guys, let's uplift her. Let's embrace her. Let's run her Instagram followers up. And let's keep tagging Ruthless, because we want Yvonne Senat Jones to just keep on keeping on. Yvonne, thank you.
Lily, thank you. Thank you. It's such a gift, such a pleasure. I appreciate it. And like I said, as soon as our date drops, y'all, it is going on Insta. I will be on my story. You will know when part 2 drops, because it's fire. You thought part 1 was crazy. Oh, part 2 Ruthless. This is not ready. We're just not ready.
I am ready. And Yvonne, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lily Mae. It's such a gift and a pleasure to meet you. You have an incredible spirit and an incredible ministry that you're doing right here. I love it.
Same to you. And until next time, peace and love, and hold down the West Coast until I get there.
Okay, I got you.
Good evening. Guys, that was Yvonne Senat Jones, and she really is truly the epitome of a virtuous woman. And we have to make sure that we symbolize that in today's society. She is truly doing the work. I don't care what you feel about that. I don't care how you see it. She's doing the work that she was called to do. That is her ministry. So I'll be right back at 8 p.m. with Carrie Singleton, and you don't want to miss it.